What's good, y'all? It's your boy Sean P, the Blunt Guy. Hey! And we back again with another reaction stream. Yes, I said another reaction stream. But before I get into it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell for notifications. Also, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you're looking for a One Piece community to be a part of, we have the Discord and we have the Facebook group, all for your pleasure. And they are all in the description box below. So make sure y'all go check that out. But yeah, so we're back. We're back for another reaction stream. But before I get into that, I want to say, check me out after this stream tonight. I want you guys to go check out Threeville's stream. He will be streaming tonight. I want to say it's I think it's gonna be like 7 o'clock my time. Hold on, let me get the right time for you guys. Cause I want you guys to check it out. So it's gonna be about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's like 7 p.m. My time. He will be streaming, and I should be a guest on that stream. So make sure y'all go check that out and go check me out on his stream. I'll be on it much later though. Like I won't be on there from start to finish because he does his stream, and yeah. So that's what it is. We got Angel's Room in the building. Shout out to Angel's Room. He says on you. What's good with you, Angel? What's good with you? But yeah, y'all make sure y'all go check out Threeville's stream tonight. I'm gonna be on that tonight. As long as everything goes smoothly, everything goes planned, I should be on that tonight. But yeah. Anyway, what are we here to talk about today, right? So, I was going down, the video list of Simply Kevin. If y'all know, I did a reaction to Captain Golden Boy and Simply Kevin. They did they had a discussion, right? I think it was about Blackbeard, if I remember correctly. It was something with Blackbeard, but I think it was about something else, but related to Blackbeard. But so yeah, I was going down his I think it popped up on my screen or whatever. But I seen that Simply Kevin posted a video about the character by the name Kizaru. You guys might have heard of him. I think you guys heard of him. But yeah, so I was like, you know what? I gotta do that. I gotta react to this video because if you follow my channel, if you follow my streams, you probably already know that Kizaru is probably my favorite Marine, right? Him and Garp are like my two favorite Marines, but Kizaru is probably my favorite. He's like my second favorite character. Like, I just like his cool. I like the fact that he's so like he got this OP devil fruit, but he's just lazy. But he's a troll. Like, I think that's my favorite like thing about Kizaru. He's a troll. Like, he trolled the Supernova. He trolled Ben Beckman. He trolled Whitebeard at one point. He's just a troll, right? He's a troll, and I love that about his character. And it's like what was I gonna say? He's a troll, but he has this super OP devil fruit, right? Like, I would think it's like on paper it should be one easily top 3 most OP devil fruit, probably even top 2, top 1, like top 3, somewhere in the top 3. You could argue some devil fruits like maybe laws, maybe Big Moms. You could probably argue as well. I don't know. There's so many devil fruit, man. There's so many devil fruit. You could probably even argue Blackbeards as well. But I would say Kizaru's is probably in the top 3 because speed kills. If you know anything about a fight, speed kills, right? Like, if you can't hit the person you're trying to beat, if they can hit you easily, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's just logic, right? It's logic. It's physics, logic. Uh, Now, and I do think Oda kind of nerfs Kizaru with his personality, right? With that slow acting personality, but I think there is a lot more to Kizaru, right? Because when we look at each of the original three admirals, right? He's the only one we never seen really go all out yet. You know, we seen Akainu go all out against Whitebeard. You know, he went all out against Whitebeard, right? We know we haven't seen Aokiji go really go all out in a one-on-one fight. But what we know of Aokiji is that he fought Akainu. So we could kind of gauge Aokiji off of the fact that he lost to Akainu. Now you could say things like matchup, and I do remember somebody saying that it was stated that Aokiji was the strongest admiral at one point. But I mean, come on, he still lost to Akainu, right? And you know, maybe at one point he was, but that doesn't mean things can't change, right? That doesn't mean that just because it was stated at one point that it's always like that, right? Like things are fluid. People could become stronger than one character at one point, you know. Now we know Akainu, he pretty much beat Aokiji, so we could at least, at the very least, say that Akainu surpassed Aokiji. Now we don't know the full aspect of it. It could have been by a very slim margin. It could have been there could have been some luck involved. It could have been like maybe just the matchup kind of worked in Akainu's favor. You know, there's like fights are very nuanced, right? Like matchups, power ability matchups, especially with devil fruits, because some devil fruits are like better than other devil fruits, right? Like matchup wise, they're better, right? It may not be like they're better overall. Like I would probably like Enel and Luffy, right? Enel and Luffy. Now, take away all this reveal that we got from Luffy, right? About him having a Hito no Mi, Sun God Nika devil fruit, right? Just let's go back to Skypiea, right? Let's go back to Skypiea and during that time, before we even passed Skypiea, right? If you just look at those two characters, Luffy having a rubber ability fruit, and Enel having electric. Enel's devil fruit is better than Luffy's. But the matchup, right? The matchup was in Luffy's favor, where Luffy had the better devil fruit in that specific fight. Right, in that specific instance, he had the better devil fruit abilities because they were, you know, Enel couldn't really overcome Luffy's devil fruit with his devil fruit abilities. So, Angel's Room said my favorite Marine is Akainu. It would be Aokiji if he was still a Marine. Oh, cool. But yeah, so with Kizaru, right? When we look at Kizaru, right? A lot of people discredit Kizaru because he's never mentioned in the same light as Akainu and Aokiji, right? Because those two were pretty much the ones who went to go fight for that fleet admiral position. You know, now I could attribute that. Now I don't attribute that to any like power differences. I don't think just because those two fought for it that means that they're more powerful. I look at that as more of a thing as Kizaru is kind of Kizaru's kind of lazy, right? He's kind of like, you know, does his own thing. He's in his own world. I don't think he really wanted that position. Aokiji is kind of like, he's similar to Kizaru in that sense where he's also lazy, but Aokiji got more of a positive moral compass, right? Where Kizaru, his moral compass is probably more like Akainu. So if you take like Aokiji's laziness and Akainu's like duty, I guess his duty, because I wouldn't say Kizaru is like somebody who focuses on justice. He's more of a duty guy. Like he does what he's told. You know, he does what the Marines need him to do. That's all. He doesn't do any more. He doesn't do any less. Well, he might do less, but he doesn't do any more than what he's told, right? And if that's to kill everybody around, then he's gonna do it. Aokiji has a more positive moral compass, right? So he didn't want Akainu taking that position. So that's why he fought. He just didn't want Akainu at that position. Akainu, on the other hand, he seems like the type who has ambition and he has a vision of what he wants the Marines to be. So you got one guy who is meant to be a leader, or at least he has leadership ideologies. You got one guy who he not really like he doesn't care to be a leader, but he would just rather that guy not be a leader. And then you got the other guy who just don't care, And that's kind of how I see that situation. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Angel's Room said, what if Aokiji lost but dominated Akainu throughout the whole fight, but lost due to stamina, or it could have been Akainu dominating Aokiji? We don't know. Well, I think if Aokiji was dominating the fight most of the time, I think he would have won. Like, it don't make sense to dominate a fight, the whole fight, and lose. Unless you're Luffy. Now it might make, unless you're the main character, that makes sense. But or if he has some help, maybe, I guess. But I think it was a very close fight, personally. But I don't know. We don't know. I can't really speak on that because it's like we don't know. One Life Man said, I'm telling you, bro. And shout out to One Life Man. Welcome to the chat, man. He says, I'm telling you, bro, Blackbeard had the strongest fruit and Luffy need help to beat him. Luffy is going to be allied with Marines. Sup, everyone? I think Luffy's going to beat Blackbeard 1-on-1. I think at this point, like, that Blackbeard fight is going. I think how it's setting up to be I think the Blackbeard pirates are set up in a way to directly oppose the Straw Hats, right? Because there's Blackbeard, and then he has 10 Titanic captains. There's Luffy, and as of now, I think he only have 9 crewmates. So, if he gets one more, be it Yamato or Carrot, that's 10, which I think it's 10, unless Luffy and his crew makes 9, and then he really has 8. I think he has 9. So, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. So, 10 Titanic captains versus the 10 Straw Hats, Blackbeard versus Luffy. And at that point, I think Luffy should be at a point where he shouldn't be needing help in 1v1s. It makes sense for Kaido because Luffy is still rising, right? And as of now, he's kind of holding his own against Kaido. So, especially with these power-ups he's been getting. But at the point when he fights Blackbeard, he should be able to fight evenly against anybody. He should be able to handle his own against anybody. And I don't think Blackbeard's Devil Fruit is if we're just talking solely about the Yami Yami no Mi, I don't think it's that superior over every other Devil Fruit. Because its only real advantage it has over every other Devil Fruit is the fact it can nullify Devil Fruit abilities. But it can't nullify Haki, so if you're a good Haki user, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that Blackbeard has 2 Devil Fruits, that makes him dangerous. And it's possible he could get a third one, which would make him even more dangerous. But I think Luffy's Devil Fruit have potential to be just as troublesome as all of Blackbeard's Devil Fruits. So, especially if he only keeps 2, right? If he only keeps the 2 we see, I think Luffy's Devil Fruit could, be enough against Blackbeard. Angel's Room said, yeah, Aokiji and Akainu were just the most qualified, and wasn't it stated that Aokiji only wanted the title because Akainu uh, might get it, and Aokiji was number one candidate until Marineford, where again also become a number one contender. Yeah. I pointed that out. The fact that Aokiji never really wanted the title, he just didn't want Akainu to have it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and plus, I wouldn't look at Kizaru as the best of the leader. You know, he's actually a great follower. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because he does, you know, he does what you need him to do, but he's very good at it, right? He's very good at it. And but he's kind of like, you know, airheaded a little bit. You know, I don't think he's stupid. I think he just don't really care. Cause like when you're so fast and everybody's slow, it's like and that's low key kind of what I think, why I think Kizaru is there's so much more going with how strong he is. Cause when you're, it's like when you look at anime, usually the characters who like just don't care, you're usually like hermits. You know, they don't care. They don't like being bothered. They just like doing whatever they do. They tend to be super, you know, like the most powerful. You know what I mean? And I think Kizaru, I think Oda has, he hasn't shown, he's the only admiral that we haven't really seen him go fully all out, you know? And I don't think he went out against Rayleigh. You know, I think he was trying to accomplish his goal, which was to stop the Straw Hats, or to kill the Straw Hats for the Marines, because they attacked the world, a celestial dragon. And Rayleigh just kind of played like, look, you're just gonna have to deal with me, you know, because Rayleigh, neither of them I don't think was going all out, but you know, I think if they both did, I think Kizaru was going to come out of that, because I don't think Rayleigh's he's outside of his prime. I don't think now the prime Rayleigh might be different, right? A prime Rayleigh might be a little different, but yeah, I think Kizaru wasn't really trying to fight Rayleigh. He was more so trying to get past Rayleigh, but Rayleigh was just being that roadblock. And then Angel's Room said, I wonder how the Marines would be. Everyone just listened to Sengoku and made Aokiji Fleet Admiral. I wonder how Marine everyone just listened to Sengoku. I don't know. I don't know how that whole situation went up. You know, I don't know how that whole situation went down. I think everybody would have liked Aokiji as the Fleet Admiral. I think they probably would have. Most Marines probably would. And we got Arthur Witt in the chat. Shout out to Arthur Witt. Welcome to the channel. He says, nah, Kizaru is 16th. I'm not sure what you mean. 16th at what? Like 16 strongest? Are you talking about tier or what? Like, I'm not too sure what you're talking about. Shout out to Cryptic D Athena. Welcome to the chat. She said, finally able to catch a stream on time. Excited to see what you and Kevin have to say. Yeah, we gotta get into this video. Arthur Witt said overall ranking, yes. Yeah, I disagree with that. But yeah, he's at the very least in the top 10. So come on now. But yeah, anyway, let's get into this video from Simply Kevin. The link to this video will be in the description box, so y'all make sure y'all go show Simply Kevin some love. Angel's Room said, I disagree with any type of One Piece system ranking. Any type. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really into all those ranking. You know, I'm not really into ranking. I mean, I'm not saying I don't do it. I'm not sitting here acting like I'm bad, like people who do it or bad. I don't really do it that much, you know. Or I don't, you know. I might do it though. I might do it eventually. I've done it before. I'm not saying, you know, it's just not one of those things that I like to discuss often. You know, I think a lot of people really love to focus on who's the strongest top 10. And that's cool, but like it just gets a little much at the time where it's like you just talk about a story and somebody, it's like when people say, oh, but can he beat Goku? It's like it don't matter if he could beat Goku. Is he a better character than Goku? I think a lot of people tend to get caught up in that a little too much. But I mean, I wasn't even talking about where Kizaru ranked in the power system. I never even said where I think he was. I think he's the most powerful of the three admirals. I made that claim. I mean, we could that could be a topic, but can you make a power ranking stream top 30, for example? I mean, I could. I don't know if it's something I want to do. I mean, again, somebody asked me before, and I might do it. It's just I might do it eventually. I'll probably do it if enough people want me to do it. I don't really get that many requests, and I don't I like to talk more theories and stuff. But yeah, maybe one day I'll do it. It's not gonna be anytime soon. It might be later. Like I'm about to be moving in a month. So yeah, after I move, there's some stuff I want to implement on the channel, but that's gonna be for a discussion for another day. But after I do that and I start expanding on other stuff, I might do a power ranking where I'll rank people, especially at this point in the story, right? But anyway, y'all, let's get into this reaction. Let's get into this. See what Simply Kev has to say about Kizaru, my man.
What does it mean to be terrifying? Is it possessing the power to destroy the world? The political leverage?
I mean, having the power to destroy the world is pretty terrifying. I'm gonna just say that. But I don't think anybody's arguing that somebody like Whitebeard isn't a terrifying man, like especially when he was around and active.
To act as you please, pulling strings from the background. Is it destroying a country for decades and forcing the citizens to eat failed smile fruits? What about raining down?
Nah, I wouldn't say that's I wouldn't say that part's terrifying. That's just that's just messed up. That's just messed up right there. It's not terrifying. I mean, I guess it's terrifying if I was to say like this guy was going to come up and take over your country. That might be pretty terrifying.
Meteors, or having a 3.5-ton force of nature chasing after you. Or perhaps it is the ability to turn anyone.
Bruh, I would probably shit myself if Big Mom came chasing after me. Shoot, she fast. She'd catch me. She'd catch me. She fast. Plus she got Zeus, so she could fly. So that, come on now. Like you gotta be able to move as quick as like Luffy to be able to outrun Big Mom, or like Nami and Usopp, because they run pretty fast. They run pretty fast.
When you meet into an ally.
Bruh, facts. Angel's Room said the unknown is the most terrifying thing in the world, in my opinion. And to me, that's what makes Kizaru terrifying right there, because I feel as though like, do we really know how strong he is? From what we've seen. Because you've never seen him in the fight where he's panning and he's like just bloodied and like he hasn't been in the fight to be pushed that far. Kainu has been, and even when Aokiji and Whitebeard kind of clashed, I think Aokiji came out of that like bleeding out his mouth. I think like Whitebeard kind of got him at that point. So it's like Whitebeard clashed with each of the admirals, and the only one that he didn't like actually hurt or anything was Kizaru. Like, I mean, come on. I'm just laying down evidence for you guys. I'm laying it down for you. Why Kizaru is the most terrifying
On the surface
admiral.
level, Admiral Kizaru is just a laid-back, weed-smoking, absent-minded, careless buffoon with no regards towards collateral.
Bro, I believe that. I believe Kizaru will be smoking, man. Smoking that ganja. I would say, yeah, I would definitely say he's the most terrifying. Like, I'm not saying he's like, okay, personally, I believe he might be the strongest. I personally might believe, but I don't know for a fact. But I would say he's the most terrifying because he's the most unpredictable, right? Aokiji seemed like if you ever kind of be in a scuffle with him, he might let you slide. Like he let Luffy slide. He let Robin slide at one point. Twice he let Robin slide. You know, he let the Straw Hat slide back when he froze Luffy. And he also let him slide in this lobby, right? Akainu. Now, Akainu will kill you right now. I'm not sitting here saying Akainu wouldn't kill you. But you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting. Akainu is predictable. You know that if he comes after you, he's gonna try to kill you. Kizaru, on the other hand, he might joke, he might toy with you, he might joke with you. He'll probably kill you. He'll probably kill you, but he might not. He may not if you know. But it's just hard to predict. It's hard to know what you're getting from this guy when you see him. Because he seems cool, but you know he'll murder stomp you into a tree or something. Angel's Room said, nah, I think Aokiji and Kizaru came out their fight clean, but I'll have to go back and check. You know Kizaru going to follow his orders at the end of the day. Yeah, pretty much. He is. He does. You know. He does. Like he was, but look, come on. Like this man was willing, like when he heard that Big Mom and Kaido, like when he heard that Big Mom went to Wano and her and Kaido formed an alliance, he pretty much told her kind of like, hey man, you need me to go to Wano? Like nothing, like bro, like it's not two Yonko that just allied. He's like, hey, do you need me to go to Wano? And he didn't say, hey, let's go to Wano. Like, hey, come help me fight these two because you're you know just as strong or possibly even stronger than me. He didn't say that. He just like, hey, do you need me? He pretty much, I'm paraphrasing. Like, hey, I'll go if you just say the word. You know what I mean? Put me on the ship. Give me some dudes. I go handle this. You know, and I'm not saying he would have won. I don't know if he would have beat two Yonko. That's a little a little of a stretch right there. But I mean, he pretty confident in his abilities. If he was volunteering to fight two Yonko, you know what I mean? Why is he that confident to fight two Yonko? We know the One Piece world know how strong these guys are. You know what I mean? They know how strong Big Mom is. They know how strong Kaido is. Kaido's been captured. There's pretty much this saying among the One Piece world that if it's a one-on-one against Kaido, always bet on Kaido. But what makes Kizaru so confident to fight not only Kaido, but Big Mom too? Angel's Room said that just Kizaru saying Admirals over Yonko. I mean, I don't know, man. Whitebeard did a number on Akainu, and that was a weakened Whitebeard. I'm just saying. Ready to fight two Yonko and their commanders. Bro, Kizaru was ready to go solo. Bro, my dog was ready to go solo. Two Yonkos and their crew. You know, come on now. Let's continue.
Damage. But of course, things are never that simple. Today, I'm going to be discussing my favorite Admiral and show you why this man right here is the most terrifying of them all.
Oh, bruh, shout out to Simply Kev, bro. That's my favorite Admiral as well, man. See, I knew he was here, man. I knew he was here. Because I feel as though he's probably going to say a lot of stuff that I said. It's probably going to be explained better, though. Oh, I'm scared.
So,
What?
let's get to it.
The hell was that?
Kizaru's real name is Borsellino, a direct reference towards both an Italian hat company and also towards a 1970s French film, Borsellino, where the main character's approach to crime was lazy and easygoing. Borsellino's face is also modeled towards the legendary Japanese actor, Kunei Tanaka. His clothes, real name, and even birthday are all based on a movie that Mr. Tanaka played in his youth, called Torakuyaro. You can see him here wearing a suit and sunglasses similar to Kizaru's design.
Bruh. Plus, Kizaru got the best drip out of the Admirals. I'll argue that. I'll argue. Who? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments, right? Let me know in the comments or the chat. If you're watching this live, let me know in the chat. If you're watching this later, let me know in the comments. But which Admiral got the best drip? Which of the Admirals? We gonna keep Akainu in there? You know, let's say the original Admirals and the new Admirals. We haven't seen Green Bull yet. Well, let's just go with the original three, because I don't know if you know. I don't know. I'll probably say Fujitaro might have like the weakest of the drip. So, but we can say all Admirals, including Akainu. Who got the best drip? Y'all let me know. And then let's even expand that for the second part of it. Who has the best drip in the Marines? You know, because I kind of like Garp's drip as well. Like, I like Garp as well with it. You know, like he be fresh sometimes. You know, he be fresh. Angel's Room said, nah, bro, even Big Mom seemed to consider Sick Whitebeard the strongest or closest to strongest Yonko. I don't think so. I still don't think so. Like, I think they had, I just think the respect for him, you know. But I don't think he could, I don't think in a real fight he's beaten, you know. Like, maybe like the last time they fought Whitebeard, he was still in his prime, and it's been like years since they fought, and they're still measuring him from like the last time they fought or something. I don't know, but I just don't believe that Whitebeard was the strongest of the Yonko at that point in time. I don't believe it. He's just like, I don't think like, could he still fight at a high level? Yes, I wouldn't doubt that. I believe that, you know, catch him on a good day, he could fight just as good as he did when he was younger or in his prime, right? You know, but I just think his health would be too much of an issue in any fight, right? And I think, let's say, could he beat Kaido? Yeah, but if he fought Kaido like 10 times, would he win majority of those fights? I don't think so. You know, same with, I'd probably say even the same with Big Mom. Probably same with Shanks. You know, Blackbeard, I don't know, because then you would have to kind of take away Blackbeard's the Gor no me from Blackbeard and give it back to Whitebeard, and it's just gonna be Gor versus, I mean, unless you could make them fight with both of them having the Gor, but you know, I'm just using that because you can't really exist, you know, with the same devil fruit. And he said, and wasn't it stated before Marineford that the Whitebeard pirates are the strongest crew? I don't know. You would have to show me that. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't remember it being stated there. But let's go.
His epithet of yellow monkey and primary color is not only a reference towards the Momotaro tale, but also a Japanese proverb, the name of the three wise monkeys, Mizaru, Kikazaru, Iwazaru. In Kizaru's case, his name would be a pun on Kikazaru, the monkey that hears no evil, and this is crucial to understanding his character.
Living in the shadows. I never know that.
It's great to see how...
That's dope. I never put that, you know, like the fact that he kind of, hold on, but that wouldn't make sense. Because in this photo, right,
Kizaru, Iwazaru. In Kizaru's
Why they got him closing his mouth? He should be the monkey covering it. I mean, I guess it's kind of like slight tweaks that maybe Oda kind of wanted to make, but or maybe because Kizaru's also the biggest, so he kind of had to be in the middle, right? And the one in the middle, I think, holds his mouth. I guess maybe that could be why. I don't really know, but I think he should have been holding his ears instead, or covering his ears. It would have made sense for the myth behind it. Cause look, this one's covering his ears. Kizaru's covering his mouth. Then let's play.
case, his name would be a pun on Kikazaru, the monkey that hears no evil.
Well, in this one, the one in the middle is the one with the clothes covering his ears. So, yeah, he should. Even then, he should have still had his ears covered. It's wild. Angel's Room said, never mind, they said one of the strongest. Yeah, I don't remember them ever stating like any Yonko crew being stronger than being the strongest. Let's continue.
And this is crucial to understanding his character.
Living in the shadows.
It's great to see how every Admiral's fruit fits their justice really well. In Akainu's case, magma doesn't discriminate. It's quick to swallow up and destroy everything in its path. Akainu may be heartless, cold, and hot-tempered many times, but he still has a dutiful and dogmatic pride as a Marine. This puts him at odds with the world government and the nobles, especially when the Goro
I'm glad he pointed that out, man. See, this why I like Kev off rip, man. Because he pointed out how Akainu had
dogmatic pride as a Marine. This puts him at odds.
The bad relations with the Gorosei, right? I think that thing right there it makes Akainu X factor in the story because I think he's actually, just because his bad relations with the world government, the fact that they step on his toes and do stuff behind his back, even though, he's working for them ultimately. But I think that can put him at odds with the Gorosei later in the story, possibly making Akainu an enemy of the world government. I've said before he could potentially be part of Sword. He got the sword tattoo now. Okay, I get that. That could just be a tattoo. It could be meaningless. I get it. But it's just you take the possible hint of that sword tattoo, and then you also look at the bad relations with the Gorosei, and that sometimes he's at odds with them. It's just, could he be working against the world government? I think it's possible. I know it don't really make full sense with his character, the fact that he killed Ace, and it's like Luffy has to get his revenge, and he's kind of like unredeemable at this point. But I don't know. But let's continue.
With the world government and the nobles, especially when the Gorosei trampled all over him like a carpet. Aokiji is calm and collected, with a warm heart. That ice is delicate but also sharp, and it allows him to isolate and capture those most deserving of justice. Unlike Akainu, Aokiji is patient and takes time to wave, especially in the case of Nico Robin. Finally, his profile is low temperature, and that ice can still crack under enough pressure, such as the fight over the position of Fleet Admiral and his new boss being so violent. Kizaru's Devil Fruit, on the other hand, is kind of ironic. His sense of justice is so ineffable and confusing when light is usually seen as something that reveals and increases our understanding, our clarity. In history and religion, light is a figure that serves as a tool of hope, but it also serves as this confusing phenomena that causes delusion and blindness. Aokiji is willing to seek out new interpretations to his ideology, see what multiple sides are like. That is something Kizaru will probably never do, despite the symbolism of his Devil Fruit power. But I could be wrong. And at least with Akainu, you know where he stands.
Exactly.
Not the case for Kizaru. Kizaru is mainly loyal to the world order and the nobles,
Facts.
which therefore makes him almost an enemy of any free or free-thinking man or woman in the One Piece world.
Bro, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I got a theory. I think I've stated this theory before, but since we're talking about Kizaru, I'm gonna give y'all the theory. But I'm gonna probably wait till after the video because I kind of want to see what more he has to say. Because maybe something he says might actually build on my theory. Maybe he might even have a similar theory to me. But I'm gonna give y'all my theory after we finish the video. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned so I can give y'all this theory. I don't, it's just kind of, it's a little fan canon, but we gonna do it though. We gonna do it. But let's continue with the video. But I like where he's going because everything he is saying is actually making my theory sound even more reasonable. It actually makes the theory seem more like possibly to happen. It makes sense to happen. But let's continue.
Maybe I'm missing something, but this shady character is, in my opinion, one of the more evil and sinister in One Piece. It actually sends shivers down my spine.
Facts. And and see, this is why I like Kizaru. I don't know, because I look at Kizaru's character at a much deeper level than most people. And that is exactly why I love Kizaru. I feel as though I feel his danger. But again, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into it.
Kizaru isn't just lightheaded. He just does what he's told, with no actual preference. Sometimes the most dangerous ones are those who don't think about it before they do it. He's bright outside, but cloudy on the inside. He is truly the only passive person as an admiral that has neither support nor opinion on anyone or anything at all. He just keeps at his job, non-caring. And all of this makes him the perfect marine or soldier to follow orders and be neutral without...
Bro, he's the perfect marine, bro. like you said, at least with Akainu, you know where Akainu stands, right? Akainu, Akainu is dutiful, right? Like, a lot of people look at him the villain because he killed Ace. Bro, that was the point. They was literally, the world government, the Marines, they was literally there to execute Ace. That's what they was there for, right? Ace was a criminal, Now, whether you want to say that's good or bad, yeah, that's moot. That point is mute. But that was his job. He was literally just doing his job, and it's not much different when criminals in the real world get, but that doesn't always mean that Akainu agrees with what he's doing, or he agrees with the people he worked for. I believe that Akainu might have a line that he won't cross. He could have that. Kizaru, on the other hand, if he's told to go kill all the babies in the country, he'd probably do it, no problem. Akainu might have a problem with that. He might not do it because he's like, they're doing no wrong. It'd be unjust to kill them. Kizaru probably would do it if he's told by the world government. He'd probably do it. Angel's Room said, man, gonna be flexing. He beat the worst generation besides Blackbeard. He pretty much did soloed him. And then he said he could have also been the perfect pirate commander. Yeah, that's true. He could have. Yeah, he could have. I wouldn't argue that. I think, again, he's kind of like Zoro, but Zoro got a moral compass, right? Like Zoro, if he follows Luffy because Luffy is worthy of following, so they're not the same at all. But Zoro's a great soldier to have, but he could be rebellious if he doesn't believe that you're a worthy leader. Kizaru, on the other hand, I don't think he really cares. He doesn't look at things like, if it's good or bad. He's just like, what's my orders? You want me to go do that? I mean, we seen that, right? He was willing to go fight Big Mom and Kaido, you know? And I don't think that was necessarily a sense of, I mean, I do think maybe he feels though he was confident that he could fight him and beat him possibly, but you know, there was probably something in his head said like, I can't fight him, but if I'm ordered to do it, hey, I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Angel's Room said Akainu would probably kill any baby who's the child of a pirate. Zoro also said he'd leave the crew if Luffy ever did anything he felt against his morals. Yeah, I mean, Akainu would kill, like, again, you know, Akainu would do things if he believed it was a danger to justice, you know. So he would kill the pirate babies because he wants to avoid more pirates being born, and he might just think they're guilty just for being born of a pirate, right? But if he does, I think there are lines that Akainu might not cross. So, you know. But let's continue.
Outside bias. Ohara made a brilliant video on this subject, and he made an analogy that drew between the color spectrum and the spectrum of justice.
Bruh, Ohara got a video to this. I might have to react to it, y'all. I might have to react to it.
It's simple, yet explains so much about this mysterious character. But I'm going to...
Let me go back real quick.
Ohara made a brilliant video on this subject, and he made an analogy that drew between the color spectrum and the spectrum of justice. It's simple, yet explains so much about this mysterious character. But I'm going to present something different to the table.
Unclear justice.
From what I've seen and read, Kizaru's unclear justice has always been a hot topic of debate. And to be honest, people don't give enough credit to just how nuanced this belief actually is. You see, the true form of unclear justice in this context isn't the aspect of unknown or uncertainty, but rather it is in the sense of being inaccurate. Let's think about this for a moment. Kizaru probably understands that if he continues to blindly follow orders from the world government, then he would quickly stop being a figure of justice, solely because that would literally be him playing like God. What if Kizaru is forced to follow the path of inaccurate justice because he chooses to let fate play out instead? If Kizaru truly wanted to, he could easily exact complete or absolute justice upon the world. But then what state would that leave the world in? Now we have a world free from crime, which allows the world government to do literally whatever they want, and it would be a nightmarish world. Kizaru understands this, so he chooses the path of unclear justice, where he gives fate a chance. It could be implying that he's unsure of the justice of the Marines in general, doubting that what they've become is right. He could only be staying to see if it is worth keeping in the future.
I like this because it's building even more on my theory. It's building even more on my theory. To a bit, you know. Angel's Room said, one thing we kind of assume is that Kizaru enjoys fighting strong people. I think that's true. I think that's true to a degree. I mean, like, I don't even know if I would say he enjoys fighting, you know. Like, maybe he just does it because, you know, that's just what he's supposed to do, you know. I mean, there might be a piece of him there that enjoys it, though. So, I don't know, you know. I think he just kind of, like, he just sees fighting as just a means to an end. That's kind of how I look at Kizaru. I don't think he really cares who he fights, though. Like, I don't even think he really registers, like, strength like that. Because people always bring up this idea that Ben Beckman had Kizaru scared. Because what Kizaru said, like, oh, Ben Beckman's scary. But he said the same thing with the Supernova, right? Before he, like, while he was wiping the floor with him, right? So, I don't think he really registers or even care about, like, power differences. It's just, if he has to fight you, I believe he'll fight you, you know. Now, he might actually do enjoy hurting people, though. Like, I could see that being the case. Like, maybe he's so confident in himself and he has such a high image of himself that when he gets into fights, he savors it and enjoys it. But yet he still makes sure he follows his orders firsthand, right? Like that's why I think when he fought Rayleigh, I think he was more his primary concern was following orders. You know, like he probably wouldn't have mind fighting Rayleigh, but it's just that's not who he was ordered to fight. So he didn't want to, that's not who he was after. It's not his focus. So, but yeah, I could see Kizaru being, type that not really like somebody who wants to fight stronger people. He just fights people and he might enjoy hurting people, but he doesn't care to fight. But when he does fight, he enjoys hurting the person, You said he smiled against Whitebeard, Rayleigh, and when Ben Beckman threatened him and has offered to fight Supernovas and the two Yonko, he wasn't scared of Ben Beckman because he still does the thing Ben Beckman said not to do. Yeah, exactly. I always bring that up when people bring that. I'm like, bro, how did he scare Kizaru? Like in the manga, I think it was different in the anime. But in the manga, he pretty much continued chasing Luffy. Like literally. Like we see Ben Beckman threatening Kizaru. Next time we see him, he's chasing Luffy. And then Ben Beckman says, "Oh, that dang Kizaru, he's gonna do what he wants." Ben Beckman pretty much just confirmed the fact that Kizaru just pretty much did what he wanted, and he didn't stop him. He failed at stopping him. How do you stop somebody when you failed? When you admit that you failed, that doesn't even make sense. Yeah, let's continue.
Future, waiving his options, so to speak. Kizaru doesn't need to consider morality. When Weevil was first introduced, he commented that even though Weevil causes collateral damage, the only thing that mattered was that he was strong. It goes back to that pun on Kizaru, the monkey that hears no evil. I believe his unclear justice makes him not stress out as a normal Marine would in the face of danger or moment of decision. I don't even think he's all that in terms of raw power, but him remaining calm gives him an advantage over his opponents. To me, he does this on purpose. One thing I will point out though is that he's not quick or efficient to kill. In fact, he's probably the most interrupted character in the entire series. That also contributes to the unclear nature of his justice.
Exactly.
Is he acting solely because he wants to?
Bro, like he's always interrupted. He's like that character that like if it's like Oda has literally deliberately been keeping Kizaru from really going all out, and I just believe that usually when you have like an author, like when you have a story, when you have like a fictional story, be it a movie, be it a cartoon or anime or whatever, when especially got like strong characters, when someone is usually stopped from going fully all out, or they're like saved, like we don't see them go all out for a long time, it's usually because the author is waiting for the right time to showcase that character, right? And now, if it was just an Admiral thing, right, I feel as though Oda would have waited to showcase Akainu as well and Aokiji, and all three of them. But he showcased Akainu in Marineford when he pretty much had that big fight with Whitebeard. And then he didn't really showcase Aokiji, but he did kind of like he showcased it without showing us, right? Because we got a taste of what Akainu could do, and then right after that, it was pretty much Akainu versus Aokiji, with Aokiji losing to Akainu. So it's showing that like, okay, them two are closely in power. Why do I say they're close in power? Because they fought for what, like 11 days, I think. They fought for a couple days. So in order to fight for a couple days, that means it has to be a pretty even fight, or y'all have to be close in ability. That's why I don't believe it was one-sided throughout a whole fight. Like, you can't get your butt whooped most of a fight for 11 days and come out winning. I don't think that's really realistic in the fight. I mean, yes, it is anime, but like a couple hours maybe, but 11 days you getting just whooped. You know, I believe that it was a close fight and Akainu edged Aokiji. So that just showcases that they're on par with each other, but Akainu just has the edge. He just has the slight edge on Aokiji. But we still have nothing to really make an accurate measurement of Kizaru. It's unclear, kind of like his justice, right? It's unclear to how strong Kizaru really is, because Oda hasn't really given us much of anything. And as far as them sea prism bullets, I mean, that's what people say. We don't know. You know, we don't know. That's what people always say. It's speculation. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he would have hockeyed and fused the bullets. We don't know. Then he said, man can move light speed, but choose to move slowly to kill Zoro. And we found out Kizaru's devil fruit after Aokiji and Akainu or Seen. Yeah, that's true. At least after Aokiji, I don't know about Akainu. Because I feel as though we didn't see Akainu until Marineford, but we seen Kizaru and Sabaody though. I don't know. You have to correct me. As far as that moment with Zoro, I don't know. I think he might have been just toying with Zoro or something. You know, like I said, I think he enjoys inflicting pain upon people. I don't know if he enjoys fighting, but I think he enjoys like hurting people though. And I think he also trolls people just to kind of like hurt their pride or hurt their ego. Like, oh yeah, I'm beating you. You're weak. Didn't we see Akainu blow up the ship with his magma fruit in Ohara, or was he using cannons? He was at Ohara. I'll be forgetting that. I'll be forgetting that Akainu was in Ohara. I don't know. I don't remember. He might have blown it up himself, I think. But I'll be forgetting that.
To be interrupted, or did he intend to go through with it and get foiled? This happens with Hawkins, with Zoro, Oars Jr., Luffy, and Lost Submarine. Is it really just a cat and mouse game to make his opponents feel overwhelmed? Remember when he shot the key Luffy was holding instead of Luffy himself?
Yeah, I kind of think Kizaru like giving people despair. Like, I think he's a type that will like to cause you grief. Like, look, I could kill you at any time. I choose not to. I choose to toy with you first. And look at this panel, right, where Kizaru shoots the key. Why didn't he just shoot Luffy? He could have shot Luffy. Why didn't he shoot Luffy? It would have been easier just to kill Luffy, personally. It would have been easier, you know, and it would have made even more sense, but instead he shot the key. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's kind of showing like, look, Luffy, I could kill you at any moment. Damn, I actually forgot about this part in the story where Kizaru destroys the key. I think he was going on with a point, so I'm gonna kind of go back a little bit. I kind of want to see what point he was about to say.
Feel overwhelmed? Remember when he shot the key Luffy was holding instead of Luffy himself? Aside from plot armor, why is that? It seems like all his actions can be constructed as actually giving the protagonist a chance to escape certain death. Or is there a much more sinister goal at hand here? Is Borsalino a sociopath? Well, that's a difficult question. I personally believe...
Come on now. Look, bro, this is one of my favorite panels right here. When we get the Kizaru dark face just looking down right as he just laying the smack down upon some candy asses. It's just, bro. It's just one of my favorite One Piece moments. Just you know what I'm saying. He looked cold as hell right there. That's bro. That is a dangerous man right there. That is the face of death. That is the face of danger. I can't even think of no words. Right. Just danger. Right. It's this dangerous man right there. Let's continue.
He has what I call sociopathic tendencies. So while he might be or feel like one, he's not bloodthirsty. More on his own survival.
Yeah, like him being bloodthirsty. Yeah, I don't think he personally like enjoys fighting. Like I don't think he's one just say, "Hey, let's fight." You know, like he's, like. And I'm not saying there's no enjoyment of him fighting stronger characters. I don't think it's necessarily the top of his mind, right? I think he's more concerned by like following orders and getting the job done. Now, while he's fighting, while he is following these orders and killing who he needs to kill, he might take some enjoyment in doing what he's doing. You know, he might take some enjoyment out of it. I could see that being the case, but I don't think it's a case of him just like him to fight strong people. I don't think he really cares who he fights. You know, he'll fight. If you tell him to go fight Kobe, he's going to go at Kobe with the same energy that he'll go at Whitebeard or Kaido or Big Mom or Goldie Roger or whoever he fights. You know, it could be some little kid walking down the street. You say, "Hey, I want you to kill some random little kid. That's your orders." He'll be like, "Okay." And then he'll still treat him like Whitebeard. Which would be wrong. That'd be so wrong. Angel said, "Man had the whole crew screaming for Zoro." Bruh, for real. He wanted that despair. Let's continue.
Following orders, but not looking out to hurt other people on purpose. He's like between the red pill and the blue pill, representing the space in between time. Chaos, a lack of clarity in the continuum. What's worth thinking about is Kizaru's fighting style, and his very condescending and sarcastic nature. He doesn't mess around when he actually fights, as seen when his first action against the Straw Hats was attempting to crush Zoro's head. Against Oris Jr., he was going for a headshot. He has no qualms about killing people.
How you about to curb stomp somebody and your hands in your pockets? Like you not even that into it's like he's not even that engaged into what he's doing. You know? And that's why I say I don't think he enjoys fighting strong people or just fighting in general, because I feel as though when he fights, he's not even that engaged in the fight, right? Like he's not even engaged. Like he's doing stuff to hurt you, but he's not that engaged in it. Like mentally, he don't seem engaged in it. Like physically, he's engaged in the fight, but mentally, not so much.
Drawing out fights. But this is hypocritical, because I already mentioned his pattern of drawing out fights. If anything, you can argue that Kizaru operates in an almost sadistic manner. He seems to thoroughly enjoy injuring and mentally breaking his opponents, toying with them, flaunting his superiority both.
Yo, he's saying the same thing that I'm saying. Like, I just think, to me, I feel as though Kizaru believes he's far ahead of everybody, right? You know, but when you're that fast, I think you would believe that, right? I think you would kind of believe that, and he just kind of believes he's ahead of everybody, so he kind of has to slow down for everybody else.
True indifference and casual dominance. Let's look at the supernovas, for example. During the fight, he can move at the speed of light, so the supernovas would be absolutely no problem for him. He could have taken them out instantly, without them noticing, but he didn't. Instead, he decided to draw it out and taunt them, such as when he watched them fight the Pacifista and struggle. He sat back and basically just said, "No matter what you do, you will make it out alive. Even if you manage to beat the Pacifista, you're no match for me." And what did that do? It absolutely tore them apart, because they knew that he was right.
Bruh.
However, the supernova still survived.
Bro, I love it. Bro, like, yo, Sabaody is probably one of my favorite arcs, man. It's like, I don't know. I don't know where I'll put it. It's like, it might be in my top 5. Like, I want to say, I'm going to go with Sabaody pre-time skip and post-time skip and just kind of make it kind of a part A, part B type thing instead of, even though they are kind of like separate arcs, because they're kind of like, at like one's before Marineford, Impel Down and everything in the 2-year time skip, the other one's after. I'm gonna just kind of go like they're both, because they both was fire, right? But like both pre and post time skip was both fire. Like seeing the Straw Hats come back and reunite was a great moment. You know, it was probably one of the best. It was a great moment in the series to see him come back, and then we had like the fake Straw Hats, but. And, you know, we get some Rayleigh, all that action. Bro, it was a great moment. And even pre-time skip. But, bro, like, Kuma having to come save the Straw Hats and then send them different directions. You know, that punch, like Luffy in punching the Celestial Dragon. And then him teaming up with Law and Kid. And us getting this reveal of all these supernova. Bro, Sabaody is probably it's probably in my top 5. It's probably in my top 5, and I'm including both of them as one. But yeah, man, and Kizaru is probably one of my favorite things about Sabaody because he was the main reason why the Straw Hats had to split up. You know, like the Straw Hats was never in that much despair before. They was never in a situation where it was like, yo, we can't win this. We're not winning this. It's like we're not winning. You know. We could possibly survive, maybe, you know, but we're not winning. It took Kuma to actually kind of get him out of there and save him. Let's continue.
Why? Because Sentomaru called and told him that his order was to wipe out the Straw Hats. While he easily could have just said, "Oh, sure, just let me arrest or kill these supernovas at the literal speed of light, then I'll be over there immediately." He didn't do that. Instead, he just went and did what he was told. That's what makes him so scary. Remember those criminals that he questioned? His cheeky and carefree attitude there is relevant. He knew the criminals tried to shoot him, but by ignoring this and asking them mundane questions instead, he played up.
Bruh, I know Kizaru probably like knew, like he probably have observation hockey, and he probably like knew it was gonna happen, and he just let it happen just to see how stupid they look. But it'd be wild if Kizaru doesn't have like observation hockey, but he's like still ridiculously beastly. That'd be ridiculous. Angel Room said, Aokiji, man, this making Kizaru sound like a serial killer. Hey, he could have probably been if he wasn't if he didn't go to the Marines, he could have been a serial killer.
How little it means for him to be shot. Kizaru is essentially using scare tactics rather than wasting time fighting nobodies. And in my opinion, that's smart. During the Marineford War, Kizaru initially went out of his way to strike down Luffy, seeking to illustrate their gap in strength. He would go on to reproach Luffy for his inadequate strength and taunted Whitebeard for rallying behind the weaker pirate. What if Kizaru shot the key in order to instill a true sense of despair for the young pirate? That at that moment, there was no hope. Finally, this makes me think about the Ohara incident. If Kizaru was there instead of Aokiji, he would quickly shoot both Saul and Robin through the heart. Akainu will kill them both,
in the story,
but he would still have to justify in his head that it was the right choice. Whereas Kizaru doesn't seem like he would think about what he's doing except in terms of where he's aiming and charging the shot.
Facts.
So what can we say about Kizaru's future in the story? Will he die? Could he become a villain, fighting not only the pirates but any so-called rogue marines who are against the system? Perhaps Kizaru is biding his time and we will truly see what he actually represents. A light that will exist in harmony and shadow, not seeking to overpower it, but is intrinsically aware of its place and purpose. If Kizaru does survive, I don't see him becoming Fleet Admiral, but I do see him possibly being an Inspector General like Sengoku after the Navy gets reformed. Sengoku and Kizaru's sense of justice are both almost.
I wonder why they didn't just make Kizaru like an assassin, right? Like, I think he could have been a perfect assassin, right? Or you know, that perfect guy. You just say, hey man, go take them guys out. Like he would have been perfect like that. Like CP0 or something. Like he could have led CP0 or something, you know, been like the highest level of all the, like he could have been like the Admiral of the CP0 or something. I don't know. Yeah, CP0 agent. He said always making him look tall as if, yeah, he is a tall guy though.
Alike. The only difference is Sengoku's reigning justice is more strict and aggressive than Kizaru's unclear justice. Light is a massless particle, and I suppose his justice is weightless and carefree. But speed is weight. Have you ever been kicked at the speed of light?
Right?
We have seen how this man has shown himself to be quite ruthless under the surface, but he seems to have standards that set him apart from the other admirals. I'm honestly extremely
like my man casually, like he casually throws blasts, like super destructive blasts, like casually. Like that kick, remember that kick in Sabaody that destroyed that tree? That was a very casual kick. Like I don't think it was much like oomph behind it whatsoever, right?
For the event where Kizaru is pissed and serious, just goes all out, full on rage mode. Considering his personality, I think he would be by far the scariest of the admirals, if not all characters, to see in total rage mode. And I would love it. Kizaru is a man living in the shadows while being pure light. Thank you very much for watching this video, and let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed your time, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to see more
Simply
upcoming
Kevin
content.
with the bars.
Until next time.
So he lives in the shadows, even though he's a man of light, bro. Like that's bars right there, for real, for real. All right, so yeah, man. Like a lot of stuff he said, I agree with. It's stuff that I already kind of thought of. You know, I like the way he kind of worded stuff better than I could. But yeah, so going back to this theory that I had, right, with Kizaru, I kind of said it before, so you know, it might not be new to you guys, but there's just this itching theory that I've been just been in my head, right? And like what I believe, like here's the theory, or it's not a theory, but here's what I think could happen, right? I could see the world government or the Marines possibly being split into two. You know, maybe not. You know, maybe not. Like maybe they're split into two, and maybe somewhere down the line, Akainu, right? He starts kind of questioning, like, hey, you know, maybe the good faction of Marines are right. Like maybe they're right. Maybe, you know, what we're doing, what the world government is doing is wrong. Maybe it's not justice, you know. And seeing Akainu, he has a sense of his own justice. And I think he's the type that will follow that justice, even if it directly opposes the world government. And I could see him being in a position where he has to stick with his own code and possibly oppose the world government. And then that's when we come to find out what Kizaru's real nature is. Like maybe the Gorosei kind of already seen this coming because they knew what kind of guy Akainu would be and how he would react to whatever their plan is that they may be keeping from him, right? So Akainu eventually betrays the world government. You know, maybe he does it before. Maybe he's part of Sword, right? That's kind of why I kind of like the theory of Akainu possibly being a Sword member, you know, because then Sword might be what opposes the world government. You know, they may be the faction in the Marines that oppose the world government. And if he's already part of Sword, you know, he's already going to be kind of opposing them, right? But if he's not, and he does later for whatever reason, maybe he doesn't like their plan, the Gorosei might already predict this because they know how Akainu is. And if that's the case, maybe they already tell Kizaru, like, look, we need you to, like, maybe Aokiji is there as well. Like, maybe Aokiji and Akainu fights for a while, and then they eventually are on the same side. And maybe Kizaru comes up and like, hey, big dog, you know you just betrayed the world government, right? You know what I got to do now. And then Kizaru just start whipping. I know it's a little fan can. A lot of people don't like that, you know. But maybe, you know, come to find out he's this big old powerhouse that, you know, and he gets serious. Like, maybe people think Kizaru is weaker because they never seen a serious, really trying, you know, a guy, a Kizaru that is actually trying. So, you know, people might think he's weaker. That's why we get all those stuff. Aokiji's the strongest of the admirals. That's what people might think because they don't really fully know and understand the scope of Kizaru, right? And why do I think that? Because Kizaru is probably the most loyal of those three admirals to the world government. Aokiji already left the world government. Akainu, we know he's sometimes at odds. Like he's at odds with the Gorosei. So that what that tells me that there's a possibility that Akainu, that factor of him being at odds with the world government, that might play a role later in the story. It could play a role to where where Akainu actually opposes the world government. And the only person I could see really being that person that champion for the world government that kind of is there to keep Akainu in check is Kizaru. You know, I think that would make the most sense. So yeah, that's kind of so the theory is pretty much Kizaru is going to end up having to fight Akainu, you know, because Akainu could potentially be an enemy of the world government, and out of loyalty to the world government, Kizaru is going to have to fight Akainu, you know. Angel's Room said world government give him a secret mission. I think he already has that mission. I think they already told him like, hey, it's possible Akainu could betray us. He could possibly oppose us. So your job is to keep tabs on him, and if he does oppose us, your job is to kill him. I think that's pretty much his responsibility. I think that's his secret mission at the moment is to keep Akainu power in check. You know, if he turns into an enemy, you dispose of him because you're the only person that's probably capable of doing it. That works for us, right? And you said, I can imagine the smile on Kizaru's face when he hears Akainu saying he's going to betray the world government. But it would be better if he has a serious face. I don't know if it's going to be like a kind of like verbalizing it. Like it could just be something that's kind of in the heat of the moment. Like he sees like they're in the middle of this war, right? Like it could be like in the middle of the war, and he sees he discovers the world's government's plan, and then so I guess maybe he would verbalize it. Maybe he'd be like, you know what, now I gotta stop the world government, and then Kizaru's like, oh man. Oh, scary kind of. I never wanted to have to do this or something like that. You know, like I never wanted to have to do this, but I knew this day might come. And then, like he does, like I could see it not even being like a clash or anything. Like I could see like him like just like a kind of might have his back turned to Kizaru, right? Like he might be looking at something, and while he's talking about this, you know, and Kizaru's just behind him, and then once he hears what Akainu has planned, we just see like a laser beam just go through Akainu's chest. Now I don't know, maybe it might need hockey in order to actually affect you know Akainu, but you know, yeah, but yeah, y'all. Let me know what y'all think, man. What y'all think about the terror about Kizaru as a character? You know, I know he's not like the most popular character, or he's not the most popular of the Marines. A lot of people don't really, a lot of people don't have like a high image of Kizaru. You know, I get it. I think a lot of people are really I think Oda has been hinting at Kizaru being, more than what he is, but I think a lot of people just kind of don't want to see that, which is fine. I get it. But y'all let me know what y'all think of Kizaru, and let me know in the comments which Admiral has the best drip. And y'all can also, and for part 2 of that question, what character do y'all think has the best drip in One Piece? Like consistent wise, like every time we see him, they have the best drip. I would probably put Kizaru and maybe Rob Lucci up there. I kind of like Rob Lucci's drip. Yeah. Anyway. You said it would be one of those exaggerated moments where people think Akainu is dead when he gets showed with the laser beam. Great stream. Yeah, I could see there being like a I could see there being like a situation where people think Akainu was dead. I don't think Kizaru's going to think, because I think Kizaru's the type, he like, look, I know that laser beam ain't kill you. Like, I think Kizaru's going to know, like, when we see like anime characters and they like do an attack on a character and it looks like a devastating attack. Like, it starts the fight, right? And then people think like, oh, he killed him. And then he's like, hey, I know that punch didn't kill you. Or I know that attack didn't kill you. Get up, And I can see Kizaru being like, look, Akai, I know you're not dead. So come on, get up. Stop playing. Angel's Room said great stream. Definitely Rob Lucci. Hey, Rob Lucci. Hey, I'm not mad at anybody that says Rob Lucci for real. Like, I think he definitely does. I would probably say Katakuri, but we only really seen him in like one fit. But I do like Katakuri's biker fit though. I do like it. But I wouldn't say he has the best drip. I kind of feel as though a lot of people might say Doflamingo. I think he might be a candidate. I'm not that crazy about Doflamingos, but he got a very flamboyant swag. But yeah, y'all. Anyway, y'all, make sure you guys check out Threeville's stream tonight. It should be happening in like 30 minutes, right? But I will be on the stream probably a little later after the stream gets started. I know he got something he want to talk about, so y'all should see me on there much later. So make sure y'all go check out Threeville's stream and check me out there. Go show him some support. Go like it. Make sure you like this stream as well. Make sure you follow or make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications so you know when I go live. Also, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you're looking for a One Piece group to be a part of, we have the Discord and the Facebook group. The Discord is going to be the best place to send me videos, y'all. Y'all want to send me videos, send them to me on the Discord. But if you don't have Discord, you can send them to me on one of my other social media sites. Angel's Room said, never mind, I forgot Sanji exists. I mean, Sanji got a nice little swag, but I don't know. I don't think he got the best swag. Probably out of the Straw Hats, yeah. And I'll probably say he could be in he might be in the top 5, as far as the best drip in One Piece. Because a lot of times he usually just wear a black suit, and it'd be sharp though. It'd be sharp, But anyway, y'all, it's kind of was a short stream because again, I want to catch that Threeville stream. I also want to, make sure I'm not like overly tired for that stream. So, or exhausted from all this talking. So yeah, anyway, yeah, y'all make sure y'all go check that Threeville stream. Go check me out on there. I will be there. Anyway, it's your boy, Sean P, the Bluff God, and I am out of here. Y'all take it easy. Have almost forgot. Won't be streaming tomorrow, but I will be streaming Sunday. I think we chapters on break, but I don't know. I don't know what we'll do. I'm gonna probably have a discussion. Like, I don't know. I'm probably going to discuss it in the Discord. See what we're going to do. You know, see maybe have another panel or something. I don't know. But anyway, y'all, it's your boy Sean Peter Blumfcott. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good weekend as well. Peace.